A teacher's role is important. If you're a site director in Iron Lives, no matter what you do, like, I know we always see different glimpses of different things, but everybody's role in this, it matters.
Not everything has to happen at one time. Build things up, let others help you. You're not in this by yourself.
There is something special inside you.
Welcome to GNG Podcast with your host, speaker, best-selling author, Chaz Jackson.
Yo, what's going on, kings and queens? It's your boy Chaz Jackson coming back to you once again, representing GNG, gifting a gift. You know what our motto is on this show. You are gifted differently to make a difference. And I'm telling y'all, I have some difference makers in front of me right now, ready to shine their light, bring to us the Iron Lives lifestyle. Are you ready to get it? Queen Olivia and King Claudio.
I'm ready.
Hey, thank you guys so much for, again, shining your light, doing what you do in Virginia, giving a positive youth development message through Iron Lives, and again, coming onto the show and shining your light for the audience. And they're super eager to learn more about you. How did you get started in Iron Lives? And kind of share your backstory on how you got to where you are in 2022.
So where to even begin? I'll start from the very beginning. So the program Iron Lives, it stands for I'm responsible for overcoming negativity, if y'all didn't already know.
I love that, by the way.
Yes. And so our founder, who is Derek Brown, Dr. Derek Brown, I love to give credit where credit is due. He has been a mentor in both of our lives, but I'll share a little bit of my story. And so in 2010, he decided to create this program. And so basically he started with the question, like, how do you, like, he asked a group of young men, like, do you want to become a better man? And so, of course, me on the sideline, I was like, we got to have a women's program. This isn't fair. And so that following year in 2010, I created the first Iron Diamond program with the young ladies. And so the rest has been history from there, because we have been an organization for 13 years now. So yes. But for me now, where I'm at in this organization is I now am like brought on as a staff member, so which is so lovely. It's full circle, and I am now the programs coordinator. So I oversee the schools in our area in 3 of our divisions. And so it's so awesome that like a program that poured into me and impacted me and changed my life, now I can do the same thing. And I have such a big heart for the young ladies in this program. So yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for shining your light and sharing about Iron Diamond. Congratulations on that, being the first woman to bring that to the program. So that's awesome.
Yes, back in 2011, I was in middle school, an 8th grader. Dr. Derek Brown, he came to my middle school and was talking about starting a program called 10 Men, which is called Turning into Noble Men. Joined the program and I never looked back. Said he poured into me, trying to change lives just like he changed my life.
Wow, thank you so much for diving deep on your end. And I love how you guys were students at one point in this program. So you have like the real life experience of the program and how it worked in your lives. And I know that speaks a lot of volumes to the students that you guys are sharing about Iron Lives and just having that experience, if you will. And I know you're a teacher as well, right, Claudio?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
All right, so I know the theme of this show, and it's based off of something that you guys have implemented in your programs for this year. And I know I got it from Queen Olivia, is hashtag show up. Mm-hmm. All right. When you hear that in your own words, hashtag show up, what does that mean to you?
So for me personally, I am a new mommy. And so I have an 8-month-old baby. I love her so much, Sayla. And so when I started working here, that was in the forefront of my mind. I had no idea what it was like to be a mom. Shout out to parents out there killing the game. Had no idea what it was like. And so for me, my work and my executive director, Allison Jordan, for me, she showed up for me because it's just the both of us on staff. And for me, that was like caring for myself, but also showing up for like my coworker and what that looked like. And so when we kind of came together, it was the founder, Derek Brown, and myself, Allison Jordan. We came together and we talked about what is like, where's the heart of like Iron Lives this year? And we were like, show up is truly just getting back to like being present in people's life. And show up can mean a ton of different things depending on who you ask. But for me, it was really like showing up and figuring out, how am I going to be a mom now in this role? How am I going to mentor the students that I've always kind of been a mother to? What is that going to look like in that way? So for me, it was like showing up for myself, but also showing up, truly being present for those students and what their needs are this year.
Yeah, for me, similar to Miss Raj, just being present. I know as a teacher and as a former student, the presence of presence of like an authority figure, it goes a long way. Being able to mentor them through any life situation and through having them come to me and ask questions about how do I get through this or how can I apply to do this? Just being there in their lives and just being that guide for them to, that's for me what's showing up.
Thank you for diving deep on that, and Claudio. And as far as a student, okay, students listening right now, they happen to be in Virginia and they're like, I want to check out Iron Lives. How will they go by signing up? Is it like application aspects of things? A parent has to get them in the right position to signing up. How does that process work?
I can give you like the technical organization answer, and then I'll let Claudio take it away because he's actually at the sites with the students, so he can tell you exactly how he's, communicating that to his students at his school. For us, we've got like a registration process, but it's nothing really formal. It is literally open to every single student, and any school that this program at their site or whatnot, we meet with them and we try to get them plugged in. But the whole part and the whole thing is based off of our site director. So like the wonderful people like Claudio, the teachers, they run the program at the school. Like they are the hands and feet that are there with the students. And so they would get in contact with, whoever their site director would be at their school. And so we are here in Virginia, we're in Bedford County we're in Bedford County schools, we're in Amherst County schools, and we're also in Lynchburg City schools. So yeah.
So just like Olivia said, for my students at Amherst County High School, all they have to do is come up, what is Iron Lives? And that's when I give my spiel on I'm responsible for overcoming negativity, what things we do, what things we can offer to them as students, as professionals, and then just coming to the meetings, showing up at community service events, add them to a Google Classroom, which allows me to show them announcements and send them mass emails at one time. So all it takes is one conversation and they're in.
Now, was it more after school program?
So our meetings usually occur in the morning time for about 15 to 30 minutes. We will have lecturers come in during the middle. I try not to keep them after school, so I don't want to interfere with things like that. A lot of our community service events are on weekends, free time on the weekend. They can come, get their community service hours in, chat, talk a little bit, and things of that nature.
Wow. And I love how you guys are very clear on what you're doing. You're very focused. And it sounds like over the years, you've been really consistent on impacting kids' lives. Because again, at the beginning of the show, I said, we're all gifted differently to make a difference. And you guys have taken your unique gifts and learned how to pour into our young people and equip them to be our next leaders for the next generation to come. And it brings me to this whole question, guys. So this show is built on providing tips and techniques for young men as they strive to grow towards personal development, grow in personal development and grow in leadership and just impact their lane, whether it's small or big. Is there any encouragement based off of what you've learned through Iron Lives, what you've learned in your workplace, what you've learned by real life experience that you can encourage them with that comes to mind? Any type of encouragement?
Personally, I just encourage you as young scholars to just listen. Take the time, slow your roll, listen. Not everything has to happen at one time. Build things up, let others help you. You're not in this by yourself. You have supporters, you have people rooting from you.
That's such wise information right there. Whoever's listening right now, wrote that down. If you didn't, it's okay. Just hit the pause button, go get your pen and paper, come back. Because that was some gems right there. That process, take your time. And man, I don't know how many times in my life I've, had something great happen, and then you're not staying in that moment, or you're waiting for something great to happen and you're not really enjoying the process, the little things. That's what we really remember, not necessarily the goal in general, which that is bliss, but just the communication along the way, the failures, the ideals of situations that allows you to get to your goals and dreams and ambitions. So yeah, I love that. I love that. What you got, Olivia?
Well, what I wanted to say, and obviously, specifically to the men out there, I think it speaks volumes when I see you all in leadership. That's what drew me in. I think when we are creating our programs in the schools, we try to keep that in mind. It's for all students. But I know, for me, it was something about having a man pour into me. It was different for me, as a young woman when I was in school. It wasn't about it was actually Dr. Brown speaking into my life. I just remember being on the track, and because he was actually my track coach too. And so he would just he'd always just have great things to say about me as a leader. And so I see the same thing. You're on here, Claudio, but when I interact with you and I see the students, and you're that fun teacher, you're relatable to them. And I think we really like that because we're not close in age with the students, but we weren't we were just there. And so we get it in different ways. They have different stories, and we try to make that known. I'm hey, you have a totally different story. And I'm not about to say I get everything, but I think that's key. And so having you all as leaders, and just the fact of I know we're talking about just showing up and just being who you are, speaks so much volume without you even speaking. I've noticed that in our programs, when I see our men step up, I'm wow, the kids come running, and it's nothing that it's just crazy. So that's just something that I've noticed within our own program, and just in my own personal life, just having just men being in the positions that they're in.
Beautiful, beautiful. And this popped in my head. So, research shows a lot of times with our young people in general, men and young women, is the fact of parents showing up in programs like this, or just in schoolwork in general. If a parent is not necessarily involved with a kid's education, a lot of times that can demotivate our kids. So there's parents, teachers, coaches listen to this podcast as well, wanting to get that information to help impact that young mind, that young leader. So is there any encouragement that you can give for, that adult that maybe not showing up right now in that kid's life? Let's say if they were part of a program by Iron Lives, and that kid's not giving forth the effort that they should give forth because, they're not really having that support at home. So anything comes to mind on that end as well, guys?
Yeah, I think it takes a village. As somebody that's been in the school system, so I'm just speaking to everybody, but being in the school system, I did all the testing for the SOLs, which are our standardized tests here in Virginia. And so I got to be around counselors, I got to be around the teachers, and then I also got to be in the lives of some of my kids' lives. And so everybody has their own story and their own perspective. Stay out of the comment section when y'all are looking on the Facebook page for everything, because everybody has an opinion on something. But I would say to be honest, I think everyone, and I'm not going to I think everyone in the village has a role. And so I want to always encourage our teachers out there, because you're doing more than just teaching. You guys have stepped up to be counselors when you didn't think that that was going to be your job. You are being parents to all sorts of kids. You're being sisters and brothers. You're signing up for something that I'm sure teachers know that, but you may not have expected that the load was going to look like that. And so I would just encourage, especially with Iron, we try our hardest to love on our teachers and our community and whoever is in our we say our social immune system or whatever, because it's made up of so many people. And a lot of us have been in teaching forms. Some of us have been a lot of our board members or our staff members have been in places where they've been on, school boards, or whether they've been a teacher or a principal. And so we try to bring that in. We don't try to like, I've never been here before, but it's like, no, we get it. And we know how tiring it is. And maybe it's just you needing to have a space to talk. And maybe you need that. And we try to present opportunities, even with our parents. We're like, all right, so we're providing this for your student, but like, what do you need? Like right now in this moment, like, what is it that mom or dad or the guardian or the caregiver, what do you need in this moment? And so we try to make those, like when we have we're doing a community service events, we want the parents to come along and volunteer and see and hear them and do these different things. But I guess like for me, everybody has a different perspective, but this whole village is so important. So don't think that your role is not. Like, a teacher's role is important. If you're a site director in Iron Lives, no matter what you do, like, I know we always see different glimpses of different things, but everybody's role in this, it matters. And I know that personally now as a mother, that everybody in the village matters.
I love that whole concept. Everyone matters. And a lot of times what I found is with those parents, like when those kids are in those programs, they think that they're not wanted or needed at that time, but they really are. And I love how you say, it's a village. Everybody's role is important, regardless of where environment that kid's at that point.
And can I share something else? I love, like, you made me think. And so a lot of our students, Claudio knows a lot, and I won't, say the students' names, but a lot of our students so we do all types of different things in the community. So like, obviously we're involved in Iron Lives, but like Claudio is in so many things. And I think that that's important to celebrate when we partner with other communities. It's not about, this is my kids and this is all it is. Like, no, like I see you over there doing your thing. And that's where that's where we celebrate you at. And so a lot of our students in our city, in our counties, are in a lot of the same groups. And so sitting down to talk to parents, they're just like, I see the same people or the same, community. And so I think that helps like parents, like kind of like back in the day for me, it was like, if you see your auntie somewhere, it's like, don't do that. Like we kind of serve as those people when we see our students somewhere, like we take that to mind, like it's family. And I don't want to take credit for this, but my executive director, Allison, she's always saying, know your marigolds and watch out for those walnut trees. And she's like, a marigold is somebody that is going to like make you shine and bright. Like those good people in your corner, they're going to, bring life, to you. But those walnut trees, they're there to kill, it's like to destroy. And so just to watch that as you're continuing to go on. And so I think that's important to just remember, like with the village, to remember your marigolds and to look for those different things.
Wow, dropping gems. I love it. I love it. That's really good stuff.
Oh, she's spitting. Well, I have two things. Nothing too much. So growing up, memorable, and it shows that you actually care about somebody. Two, I've always wanted to say this. Thank you for giving me the platform to say this. But smiling is contagious. Smiling is contagious. A smile a day keeps the sadness away.
Amen.
I love people that know me know I love to smile. I love to laugh. I tell people all the time, even if somebody doesn't smile at you that first time, I promise you smile at them again. Eventually a smirk happens. Eventually a grimace happens. But eventually those shiny, bright teeth will show on their face. So smiling is contagious. Greet somebody with a smile. That's it. That's all.
I love it.
Dude, so much gold given there, man. You guys are cooking with fish grease, man. I'm telling you.
I love it.
That's good stuff. And I tell you, like, if you smile at somebody, it's hard not to smile. Like, if you ever notice, like, somebody smile at you, like, it is hard for you not to give something,
Absolutely. It's hard not to smile back.
It really is. It really is. You guys have given so much great information. And the moral of everything that I'm hearing, what you guys are sharing is people don't care. It doesn't matter if it's students or adults or whatever the case, whatever season of life they're in. People don't care what you know until they know how much you care. And asking how your day is, letting parents know or students know that they do have a role in this situation. That stuff matters. And whoever's listening right now, I encourage you, I'll challenge you to smile at the next person you come in contact with after listening to this episode. Ask people how their day is. And if they ask you, how your day is, being authentic, really sharing, what's going on in your life. Now, if you're at McDonald's drive-thru, don't lay your whole life out. You might get some horns or something. But I feel like that always goes back to that communication. I love what you guys are sharing because it shows that you're really wanting to build genuine and authentic relationships with your students, with the staff, with the teachers, with the parents, coaches, everyone in the Virginia area. So that's really, really, really good stuff. And I know that somebody's listening right now. They're like, man, I want to get in front of Iron Lives more, what you guys have coming up for the rest of 2022 going into 2023. Can you guys share your contact information? And again, how we can be praying for you and how we can be supporting you moving forward for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I guess you can reach me at my email at olivia@ironlives.com or follow us there. And then my own personal is just Miss Olivia Raj. I would love to connect, and that way would be great.
You can reach me at Claudio Otero. That's ClauDioOtero 3222 @gmail.com.
Beautiful. King Claudio. Claudio. Why do you want to call you Claudito? Claudio. Claudio, man. Carlito or something. Bear with me. King Claudio. Guys, you guys are definitely
gotta say something because Claudio, that meme,
Claudio,
people laughing, that's us right now. I gotta share that with you.
But Claudio, Queen Olivia, thank you so much for shining your light on GNG podcast. One of my favorite quotes is, if we see farther than others by standing on the shoulders of giants, you guys are definitely giants in the Virginia area. And I love what you're doing. Keep shining your light, keep being that gift in other people's lives, because to be honest, if you guys are not shining your light as bright as you are, the people that's praying for you, the people that's looking to take that next step forward, they could, their whole dreams, goals, ambitions, their purpose could be placed on hold just because you guys are not doing what God has called you to do. So thank you for continuing to have the courage and the self-discipline to pour into our young people's lives. And I know there's somebody's listening right now that's definitely been impacted, and just doing what you're doing. So thank you for blessing GNG podcast.
I appreciate you for letting us come on here and talk.
Yeah, amazing conversation. And I'm gonna go ahead and lead us out, guys. I told each and every one of you this was going to be an amazing episode. Drop in the comments, let me know what application point that was giving that you're going to implement in your life moving forward, taking that daily challenge, as we always talk about, on striving to become a stronger version of yourselves. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw one out there. I already said it earlier in the show. Smile. I'll challenge each and every one of you to smile at the next person that comes in front of you. That's definitely something that's worth doing, because you never know, family. You never know what type of day someone is having, and your smile can keep them from doing something that can self-sabotage their whole life. So I want each and every one of you to take that daily challenge with me, or other amazing gems that were shared. I also share this episode out with like-minded people that you feel like will be able to find value in what Iron Lives is doing, and be able to take some gems from this amazing episode just like you did. But I want you to stay up with GNG. More episodes coming soon. I want you to do two things for me. Keep that crown on your heart. And please remember this, family. We are God's echo. I love each and every one of you. Peace.
Thank you for listening to GNG Podcast. Remember, you are gifted differently to make a difference. Please visit ChazJacksonSpeaks.org and let's continue to grow together. God bless.